actually an anti-war movement that's springing up right now. I think that um oh my goodness, Misty, Comrade Misty. I think she is trying to
Big shout out
help
to
start.
Misty.
Yeah, shout out to Misty. Go ahead, go to her channel.
Check out
She,
bitch Comrade Misty. Make sure you gotta check her channel out. She's powerful.
yeah, and they're actually trying to get an anti-war movement going on right now. And then here's the funny part: you got some people who are defending occupations on the left, and it's like, wait, no, no. Why are we, speaking out against an anti-war movement? No.
You see the people who got mad at Jimmy Dore because he went on Tucker Carlson and he literally gave a 3-minute powerful anti-war spill on Tucker Carlson. And then there was people that mad because this is the thing, and this is why I've been criticizing the progressive movement. They see things as left versus right still. These people are still behind. They see things left versus right. Oh, you can't unite with these people who are anti-war because they might be right wingers or they may have conservative views. Bro, fuck. Stop thinking about stuff in left and right. If you still think about stuff in left and right, you're literally like 10 to 15 years behind at least. It's them versus you. It's the rich versus us. It's the military industrial complex versus us. It's the prison industrial complex versus us. I have no interest and I have no respect for people who still play the red versus blue game. You have people like David Dole that's calling Jimmy Dore. He said he's leaning to the right. He literally anti-war. You are for government censorship.
Yo, here's the thing. Here's something that blows my mind. If Jimmy Dore goes and tries to pull people who are on the right to the left on the war effort, what's the problem? He's pulling people to the left. If that's why is that so bad? And why in the hell? Hold on. Let me finish this. Why in the hell are you guys getting mad at Jimmy Dore for pulling people to the left, but you guys are praising Bernie for pulling people to the left as well? What? What do you want? Do you guys want this war to keep going on? We're trying to make more leftists. Why are you guys against that? We're actually trying to put people into our position, and he's succeeding at doing that. Get off of him. Get off of his back for that. Because guess what? When you get more people on the left, then more leftist things happen.
These people.
That's what it is about. Come on.
These people love the tribal nonsense, and people get mad at me because I don't play it. I don't play the tribal nonsense. I have no respect for people who still playing the tribal nonsense. When we're in the class war right now, we are living in the expansion of the national security state. You guys understand that Joe Biden and the Democratic Party unanimously sided with Tommy Tuberville. Remember Tommy Tuberville, the guy who won the Senate race, the former football coach, who everyone at all the shit libs was like, "Oh, this guy is dangerous. Oh my God, Tommy Tuberville. Oh my God, this is an example of America becoming too extreme." Now the Democratic Party, 99-0, including Bernie Sanders, voted for a bill that made it so the national the government can put punishments on local governments who defund the police. That's a fascist government overreach. So that means if people in their local community decide, okay, we don't want police, we want to defund the police, that means under their proposal, which the Democrats support, 99-0, they supported Tommy Tuberville, expansion of the police state to punish local governments. Bernie Sanders did that. The progressives did this. Ed Markey did this. And you guys want me to worry about the left versus right game when you guys are teaming up with Tommy Tuberville? And you know the thing is, this is a giant victory for Tommy Tuberville. You guys see what Tommy? I doubt it. I'm a political nerd, but Tommy Tuberville was tweeting this out. He was getting speeches. He was like, "Bro, I just got in the Senate. People say I was too radical. I just passed a bipartisan bill to expand to back the boys in blue." You guys gave Tommy Tuberville a giant victory, and you guys want me to worry about Democrat versus Republican? That's what you want me to worry about? And you guys know why they're doing this? You know why they're doing this, right? We are in this late stage capitalism. Things are continuing to get worse. People are starting to strike, like the coal miners strike, the Frito-Lay strike. People are becoming class conscious. Like there's a general strike that in development for October. There's going to be another one after that. So climate change is going to cause a massive problem. So the ruling class is not dumb. The ruling class knows exactly what's happening. They are prepping and getting ready for mass social unrest. They are expanding the police state. They are expanding the national security state right in front of our faces. And progressives like David Dole, TYT, none of these people are saying anything because they also worry about the red versus blue game. Hell, they are endorsing censorship. They agree with the fact that people should have their YouTube channels pulled down. But they don't believe that fucking CNN had the same thing for lying about war. Stop playing the red versus blue game. They are waging a war against us. And people want to, why don't we focus on Republicans more? Because Democrats team with Republicans.
Hold on. Thomas Walker, you said, sorry, you lost me there on Jimmy Dore. He brings out the broadsword against too many far good Justice Democrats. Number one, wait. Who in the world are you talking about as far as good on Justice Democrats? You mean the ones that decided to fund more to the police state? To fund more to police? The ones that said voted present instead of actually voting against them? Come on, bro. Come on. Let's be real about here, okay? A lot of them haven't even blatantly spoken about Medicare for all. Only one showed up for the Medicare for all march for a photo op. And now you want to tell me that, there's some good ones? No. If they're a politician, they're not good. Let that be their default position. If they're a politician, they're not good. They're only as good as you can throw them. Look, politicians are a means to an end. The only people that we really need to be given attention to in a positive light are the actual activists. And the people who are activists, who are saying that we should be feet on the ground and boots in the streets and going against these people who are elevating. Look at some of these people. Jamal Bowman is trying to do something for hip hop. He's trying to recognize hip hop. And I'm like, dude, Medicare for all, a Green New Deal. Let's legalize marijuana. Let's defund the police. You want to talk about hip hop? Come on, bro. Come on. All this BS. And all the BS that doesn't matter. They don't even want to force the vote. They don't even want to go against Nancy Pelosi, who they were sent there to go up against. And they didn't even want to go up against her. Why? Because we need to work behind the scenes. We've been doing that for 3 fucking years. How does that have worked out? How's it worked out? So guess what? We're saying let's shift our focus and go into a different direction because it's not working. And guess what? People, unfortunately, like you, Thomas, are saying, well, we still got some good ones. They're not doing anything right now. They're not. So guess what, Tom? Let me tell you something, bro. You're going to have to wake up and you're going to have to look at them and say, you know what? You guys are doing this kind of wrong because they say all the right things, but what are they doing?
Thomas, I'm glad you dropped by. Thomas, I'm glad that you leave that comment. This is a perfect case study of what we were talking about.
Exactly.
Why are you upset when people are criticizing the Justice Democrats, the same people who abandoned our community? You guys realize that Ilhan Omar and Jamal Bowman voted to give a weapons deal to Israel, who is currently committing a genocide in Palestine. Exactly. That's a massive betrayal of Rashida Tlaib. Rashida Tlaib is Palestinian. Ilhan Omar voted to give more money to the genocide of her people. That's unacceptable.
Aren't they bombing in Somalia?
They bombing Somalia right now. Where's the photo op for the kids in cages? And by the way, what JB brought up, I'm glad you brought up the Medicare for all march. I'm glad you brought up forced to vote because people wonder why we upset with the Justice Democrats. Because they was open about why they didn't attend to the Medicare for all march. They was open about it because they didn't want to be seen with us. They view us as deplorables. The Justice Democrats, they didn't want to support forced to vote because they view us as deplorables. They were like, we can't be seen with these people. So they hate the people that they claim they fight for. You should be looking forward to joining the march and talking to us and seeing why we out there marching. If I was a politician, I'll go to these marches like, bro, what's going on in your community? How can I help? But you see, they shun us because they'd rather talk to Jeff Weaver. They'd rather have a relationship with Nancy Pelosi than their constituents. Then we donate to them, and then they give our money to corporate Democrats. Do they give the money to Casey Tenants? Do they give it to food banks? No, the AOC was called giving our money to corporate Democrats. Are you defending her?
Come on, man.
They voted to fund a genocide in Palestine. They gave the police more money. Bernie Sanders and Ed Markey, as I just laid out, aligned with Tommy Tuberville. But Jimmy Dore is too mean to politicians, though.
I'm gonna make some people pissed off right now. Part of the Afghanistan war that we've been in for 20 years is partially Bernie Sanders' fault too. Let's be real, because he voted for it. He voted for it. So we're actually gonna go there. Yeah, let's go there. We're the Fred Hampton Leftists. We're gonna go there. Bernie's part of the fault of the Afghanistan war. Did he apologize for it? Absolutely. And he said that he's sorry for it, and I acknowledge that. But at the same time, you also got to realize that number one, they also do some bad votes, and we got to call them out on it. Okay. And if they're doing bad shit, it's up to us because they work for us. So therefore, look, if they're giving money to Israel to their illegal occupation of Palestine and torturing and killing Palestinian people, for the bombing of Saudi Arabia, for funding more of the police that kills a lot of us, especially us black and brown people, then we got to call that out. And the thing is that they're doing some really nefarious shit. And the thing is that are they doing it blindly? Maybe, but they're not listening to us when we try to educate them on it. So the only way to actually educate them on it, instead of tweeting, is we're getting our feet out in the streets. But then when we try to do it, when we try to do anti-war efforts, when we try to do a March for Medicare for All, then we got other people that are telling us that we shouldn't be doing it. Why? Why are they telling us that we shouldn't be doing it? Answer that for me. I'm waiting. Because the thing is that if we're supposed to be speaking to our politicians and letting them know what's up, we're doing it. Nothing?
And the original comment was about Jimmy Dore. And Jimmy Dore derangement syndrome is getting really old. I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't talk. You know how many podcasters I don't like? You know how many podcasts? I don't talk about them. Yeah. If you don't like Jimmy Dore, stop listening to his goddamn show. But you had David Dole and you had the TYT Army pretending that he like shifted to the right when he is literally preaching anti-war messages. He's showing up at the Medicare for All rallies, supporting Medicare for All. So your Jimmy Dore derangement syndrome is getting old because I'd rather have Joe Biden derangement syndrome. I do. I had Jim Clyburn derangement syndrome. You guys got derangement syndrome over podcasters. You guys are deeply unserious people. Because, oh my God, he's mean to just Democrats. Come on, grow up. Grow up. I'm mean to them too. I am nice to people. I give all the benefit of the doubt to activists. All the benefit of the doubt in the world. I'm nice to people, mean to systems. That's what Michael Brooks said. You gotta be, that was the famous Michael Brooks quote that I took with me. You gotta be nice to individuals and people.
Be kind to people.
Yeah, I'm butchering the quote, but be kind to people. Okay. Be rough to the politicians. Be mean to the politicians. Be mean to the ruling class. But you have Sam Cedar and his crew twisted, where they go after activists. They go after the Medicare for All activists. They want you to distrust activists. They want you to be like, oh my God, he part of Red Brown. Oh my God, this guy got bad intentions. Stop assuming activists have bad intentions and start assuming that politicians do. You guys give politicians the benefit of the doubt. You guys apologize for them despite doing all the bad things that we just laid out. But you guys want us to distrust activists. You want us to distrust independent media. How does that make sense? So thank you, Thomas, for being the perfect case study of what I've been talking about.
Yeah. I mean, you got CNN doing a fluff piece for AOC. That should give you pause. And it's not because the mainstream media is starting to warm to the left. No. It's that certain politicians have been warming to the right. Did I miss?
It was a good rant. Yeah, I need a rant, so I appreciate you letting me.
Yeah. I think I missed the super sticker. Yes, I missed one. Cheese sandwich. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. And the thing is, like, look, can Jimmy Dore have bad takes? Yeah. Can I have bad takes? Of course. Can Nick have bad takes? Yeah, sure. But the thing is that ultimately, our takes are typically always for pushing towards the left. I've seen Jimmy only do pushing towards the left.
If you see my interview I did on my last actually it was a Wednesday show. It was a Wednesday special. Check out my interview with Dr. Kareem Batesh and Peter Beattie. Dr. Kareem Batesh gave an amazing criticism of Jimmy Dore. And he admitted, like, I like Jimmy Dore, but I got this criticism. It was a criticism on race. Check the video out to see his criticism. I think it was a really good criticism. That's a criticism. You want to see this? I'm going to show you guys this video because I think this is extremely relevant. I think this is because they were making the rounds on Twitter. And I want to explain why this is brain rot. I also want to get JB started on this as well. Okay. I would love to see what JB thinks. Because watch this video. Watch this video. This is from friend of the show, Jackson Hinkle. He destroyed Bosch in his debate. But check this out.
On YouTube. And you can also see Even apart from that, YouTube does have a clear right-wing bias in the sense that it is biased towards anything reactionary. So that's why you see people like Dave Rubin or Tim Pool or Jimmy Dore, who clearly at one point were a little more on the left, have moved further and further to the right because that's where they know the audience is, or that's how the algorithm works. It benefits them to go further.
So this deeply dishonest weasel is saying Jimmy Dore is to the right because he went on Tucker Carlson to preach an anti-war message. He was at the Medicare for All rallies. This guy is Canadian and he has health care. He's a privileged white boy from Canada who has health care. And he's calling Dore, who was marching with us in Medicare for All. That's a right winger. The guy who was preaching for anti-Medicare for All. I'm gonna get your thoughts, JB. But you guys, I'll get your thoughts first. Now I add my piece. What's your thoughts on that, JB?
Okay, so then if David Dole's going to say that, then say the same thing about Bernie Sanders. Go ahead. I'll wait. Say it about Bernie Sanders. Go ahead. Because you're basically saying the same thing that Bernie Sanders did. Also, okay, if somebody is pushing for anti-war and pro-Julian Assange message on a network that caters to right-wingers and is moving people to the right, flipping right-wingers to the left, why are you mad? Why are you mad that more people are coming into the left? Why are you upset that we are growing the left?
Is JB freeze or is that me?
I think it's yeah, I'm back.
Okay, I didn't know that me or you, so I didn't want to say anything.
No, it's okay. But here's the thing. If you're mad at Jimmy Dore for going on Tucker Carlson for pro-Julian Assange and anti-war efforts, then what would you do if you're on Fox News? If you think that's the wrong position, would you have said the same thing, or would you have went along with Tucker Carlson? See where I'm going with this? The thing is that you need to start thinking objectively instead of left-right. You need to start thinking about 99%, 1%. Because the thing is that, guess what? Mr. Tucker Carlson Swanson, okay, he's part of that 1%. And you're literally going to him and saying, let's come over to the left. You know what? And yes, is Tucker Carlson horrible on so many different things? Absolutely, he is.
He's a fraud too, by the way.
Absolutely, he's a populist fraud. But can he be used to pull other people on the right to the left? You bet your ass he can. And guess what? We're doing it. And we're going to grow the left because the left needs to be grown. Because guess what? When you have a large left, then you get things like a New Deal that happened in the 1940s. Because we were much more bigger and much more massive back then. We're going to bring the left back. And the thing is that you just don't create more leftists out of thin air. You pull people from the right to the left. That's how it is done. And this is one of the reasons why we have Fred Hampton Leftists, because there's a lot of conservative Black people out there that have been propagandized, and we're going to pull their ass back to the left. We're going to pull them back to that left that they used to be back during the civil rights era. We're doing it. And Jimmy Dore is going to do it on the white side. Yes, he's doing it on the white side, and we're happy that he's doing it. So, David Dole, you know what? Number one, have a bigger sense of urgency. I know you got health care. I know you got free health care over there. But please, have a bigger sense of urgency for us poor folk. Okay? Number one. Number two, yeah, so I would like for you to actually examine what he's actually doing, not just be reactionary to what other people think that Jimmy Dore is doing. Actually watch his videos and see what he's actually doing. Stop being so reactionary, David Dole.
So please. A lot of people use the term reactionary and they have no idea what it means. David Dole has no idea what the word reactionary means. How much show your screen? Because I'm not gonna say it on my own words here. This is what a reactionary is. opposing political or social liberation or reform. So he is opposing Jimmy Dore going on Tucker Carlson to preach anti-war messages. That's what it means to be a reactionary. You're opposing someone who is literally wanting to end the war. So you're a reactionary. I see people do this all the time. They use reactionary, have no idea what it means. It means someone who they just oppose something and opposing reforms. So that's what you guys are doing with Dore. Now, let's analyze what he just said there. And the reason why I'm playing this video, because that's a good point. Dark Cardinal West Beyond Tucker Carlson too. Thank you for the great comment there. So I've seen this. It's been a thing. And because I know, because people do it to me. Like, I noticed how dishonest people was, because the same people who like was a smear to Jimmy Dore, I see the same smear they use against Jimmy Dore on me. They're like, oh, he's helping the right wing. Nick is a secret right winger. You know how their definition of what is left or right has literally nothing to do with policy, right? You guys realize that? I am policy based first and foremost. When everyone else was avoiding talking about defund the police, when everyone was avoiding talking about police, Jimmy Dore was talking about it. We had Jimmy Dore on our show, and he supported it. So he supports defund the police. He supports ending the war. He supports ending Medicare for all. He supports a living wage. At what point? What makes him a right winger? You can disagree with him on tactics, but what makes him a right winger? So when you say someone is a right winger, when they support all these left ideas, that immediately makes you shady. You know what? These privileged people, you know how they define what left versus right, and this is why they are deeply unserious people. They define being on the left wing as someone who apologized for the Democratic Party, apologized for the squad and Bernie. Because I literally seen the argument. They say that Jimmy Dore is not a left winger because he's mean to the squad. It has nothing to do with his positions. They smear me. They're like, oh, Nick is a right winger because he don't like AOC. Nothing to do with my positions. You see, it's tribal. It's nothing but tribalism. And this is what privileged people love doing. They don't talk about policy. They're like, okay, you either agree with me. If you agree with me, you're on the left. If you disagree with me, you're on the right. Has nothing to do with policy. So that's why I say he's a deeply dishonest weasel, because David Doe blocked me. You guys know why David Doe blocked me? Because he was defending his racist friend. And he got mad at black leftists because we was calling him out for platforming a racist. Someone who was a Nazi in 2019. She was saying the N-word with the hard ER in 2019. And black leftists called her out. Called his friend out. And then instead of like, oh man, maybe I should platform someone who had horrific racial views in 2019. He got mad on racial into oblivion. I'm not gonna pull the tweet up. I think a lot of my friends remember it. Me and David Doe had that exchange where he was defending this racist, and he was like, "Oh, I know they said the N-word back in the past, but I accept your apology, black people, on her behalf." So he is propping up someone who used to be a racist, someone who her response to this, the entire racial thing, was to block the entirety of the black left. Mm-hmm. We called him out. David Doe defend the racist while attacking the black leftists who call her out. Now, what sound right wing to you? Doesn't that sound like something that right wing would do? Someone who propping up a racist? That's who David Doe is. He blocked me on Twitter just because I called him out for his racist friend who had the receipts. We have receipts on her. And her excuse, I'm not saying her name, and a lot of you got people don't know what I'm talking about, but this is still a very important point. She said, oh, I used to be racist, but when I transitioned, because she had a recent transition, right?
She's transgender.
Yeah, transgender. I'm trying to be very careful. I also stand in solidarity with everyone in the LGBTQ community. So you guys realize that the reason why she said she stopped being racist was because her right-wing friends disapproved of her transition. So she was forced to the left because she had bigots on her back. So it's not like she had a real reflection like, oh my God, I was mean to black people. She was forced to the left because the right-wingers didn't approve of her transition. This is the person who David Doe was propping up. Never gave an accurate apology. Nothing. But tell me more about how Jimmy Dore is a secret right-winger, though. You know, the guy who actually wanted to prop up and go on other people's show and give independent black media voices a chance. What are you doing to prop up black voices, David Doe? Anything? What are you doing to end the endless war? What are you doing to help us get health care? His solution for us to get health care, donate money to the Joseph Democrats. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm sorry to say, but all the money you donate to Neil Turner, it went straight to Jeff Weaver. You guys made Jeff Weaver really rich. You made Jeff Weaver and all the DNC consultants that Neil Turner hired, you made them really rich. You guys did that instead of donating to mutual aid. You guys did that instead of donating to KC Tenants. KC Tenants is the local organization in Kansas City that actually provided homes for people in the COVID crisis. You know, actually helping people. But you guys donated to Jeff Weaver instead of that. And that's what David Doe wants you to do. So that's why I want to. I didn't want to discuss that last time, but I think that's a very important case study because you got these privileged people who they are extremely tribal, and they do nothing but punch left, and then they smear real leftists as right wingers, and their only basis in which to call us right wingers is because we don't like their politicians. I know because I've been on the opposite side of these attacks. Once I got a platform, I saw the same attacks that a lot of freedom fighters like Aaron Matei, Max Blumenthal, Jimmy Dore, I seen the same attacks that they get levied to them. And I'm like, bro, they doing it to me. Holy shit. It has nothing to do with ideology. Whew. Anyway, sorry, James. We kind of went to a different direction there. But I think that I don't remember when I showed that. I think it was relevant to what we were talking about. But there's a lot of people that it's just tribalism to them. I think that, I brought it up because we were talking about like the Justice Democrats. It's all tribal. Like these people are upset and they call Jimmy a right winger because they don't like Justice Democrat. That's it. Has nothing to do with policy. I see people smear me as a right winger. I'm like, okay. I'm a right winger. Are you for reparations? Are you for a UBI? Are you for ending the wars? Are you for ending homelessness? A lot of these progressives are in for this stuff.
The only people that actually ever called me a right winger were people who were blue MAGA.
Now you got the G-Hive. You got G-Off and them repeating the same thing. These people are like, these people are just, they pretend they're lefties, but they're actually right wingers, even though we are to their left. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
Jimmy Dore is to David Doe's left. Even if you have criticism of Jimmy Dore, this is without a doubt without any hesitancy. He is to the left of David Doe. David Doe was advocating for people to vote for Jim Crow Joe, the guy who built the prison industrial complex and is building upon that. They are building upon the prison industrial complex, and these are the people that want us to vote for Jim Crow Joe, even though he said he was going to do it. But tell me more about how someone is to your right. You voting for Jim Crow Joe. You guys telling people to vote for the Democrat Party. You telling people to donate to Justice Democrats and then they give your money to the CIA Democrats like the LC did. Anyway, I'm sorry, JB.
No.
You got anything else to add? We can change topics otherwise, but
no. And what we're talking about, people being further to the left. Like for instance, some people are probably going to be like, "Oh, JB fine, he's a right winger. He's a secret right winger." How am I a secret right winger when I want to nationalize the entire healthcare industry? Medicare for all doesn't even go far enough. How about this? I want to abolish all police. How about that for being too far to the right? Oh, let's do this. I want to defund the Pentagon by 99%. How about that being too far to the right? I want reparations for not just African American descendants of slaves, but also every single descendant of slave, as well as a new and more comprehensive reparations to anybody who is indigenous in America and around the world. I want France to give reparations to people in Haiti. That's the type of left I am. So the thing is that you guys can talk about, oh, well, he's a secret right winger. But you know what? It's all going to fall flat on your face because guess what? I am further to the left. I may not be communist left, but I have solidarity with all my communist family. I'm a socialist. Okay. And ultimately, socialism is the summit at the mountain. And I'm probably further up that mountain. But the rest of y'all still at the base. And let me tell you, in order for us to reach that summit, we actually got to start looking at people from a class analysis perspective. We can also still do it from a race analysis perspective because class and race go hand in hand, especially when it comes to Black people. So we also got to do that. But yeah, just standing with just the Democratic Party. No. Because the thing is, they agree with the right wingers. They agree with them.
The thing is, there are people that are stuck in 2015 and they think they're leftists. These people are 8 years behind. They're still saying stuff like $15 minimum wage, we didn't mean Medicare fraud, cancer still. That's where they stop. And this is what a lot of people that are Hampton Leftists, and this is what kind of Dore focuses on. This is what Aaron Mate focuses on. This is what Max Blumenthal focuses on. This is what Benjamin Norton focuses on. You people are behind. The battle is against the national security state in the prison industrial complex. These people didn't even identify the enemy. So why didn't I vote for Joe Biden? Because he's part of the national security state. He's part of the prison industrial complex. You guys don't even understand what we're fighting. We're fighting late stage capitalism. And then when Bernie Sanders dropped out, the second that Bernie Sanders dropped out, everyone should have shifted to the left. When Bernie Sanders dropped out, I doubled down.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, I used to in 2016, when I used to talk to Bernie, like, well, Bernie, technically, he's not really a socialist. I was still hesitant to call myself a socialist. But then I learned, I adapted, I looked at what was going on. Fred Hampton was a Marxist-Leninist. Like we adapted and shifted further to the left because you gotta understand our battle is against the national security state. It's against big tech overreach that David Doe and TYT cheer for. They believe that we should expand the national security state.
Yeah.
So like you guys are not even fighting the same battle as us. You guys are still worried about left versus right. You guys still worry about red versus blue. But you guys don't understand that red and blue are supporting national security state.
Yeah. Cheering for censorship.
Yep. Cheering for censorship. They cheering for them stripping our Fourth Amendment rights away, like they're doing. Like this is why I oppose the Democratic Party, like because they are complicit with this stuff. You guys are behind. You guys are so behind in this fight, and by you being behind in the fight, you are leaving our community behind because you guys understand. You guys think I'm being over dramatic? Like once again, if you vote for Biden and you think that's the best thing you had to do, whatever. At least my problem with people who lied about it, the people who said we gotta vote for Joe Biden and fight white supremacy. You guys understand that you sold us out to a police state, right? And I'm not saying that lightly. Jen Psaki at one of her press conferences, and the Biden administration has been acting on this. They said we ran on giant police budgets. We ran on giant military budgets. So since the progressives voted for us, we have the mandate to provide giant police budgets. So you guys, with your Trump derangement syndrome, sold black people out to the police state because the Democrat Party are saying that. Cory Booker is giving standing ovations towards the police state because the progressives fell in line for Biden, and the progressives are coordinating to vote to fund the police more.
I hope y'all listen to us when we talk about voting green again.
Green Party was for reparations, by the way. They had reparations on their platform. They had slashing the military budget on their platform. So how can you call anyone who vote for the Green Party a right winger? I've seen this happen a lot. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Thanks, Piano Man, for the super sticker. I just want to thank you for that. Then we got another, I think it was a super chat or super sticker. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to show it on screen. Dang it. Man, this chat is live right now.
Yeah, bro. I love our community. Our community is really they teach me stuff. So
oh yeah, they teach you a lot, man. We got some brilliant people that follow us.
Yeah, that's why I don't do, like, I understand that we'll probably be much served doing clickbait shit. Like, I see people do clickbait stuff all the time, but I'm not even trying to get that audience. I want people that like really about the struggle, really about this life. So unfortunately PSL wasn't on the ballot. I know the Green Party wasn't on the ballot in a lot of people's state. The Green Party was looking at to be on the ballot in Missouri. I voted for it a few times.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to vote PSL. It's just it depends on if they're on the ballot. Now look, if PSL comes in Florida, you better. I'll put on my britches and I'm going down there over there to vote.
Yeah, people are thinking we should take over the Democratic Party, and that's stupid. But we should take over the Green Party. I understand that people had criticism of the Green Party. Okay, let's fix it. And I talked to people in the Green Party, and people in the Green Party say, yeah, we know we got a lot of work to do. And they want us to take over the party. I literally talked to people who are on the highest level on the Green Party on Twitter. They said, bro, go ahead. We want people to come in our organization and show us how this is done. That makes more sense than taking over the Democratic Party. I prefer the Green Party over the Peel Party because the Green Party has a socialist approach, while the Peel Party said they don't want to have a socialist approach because they want to win more people over. I disagree with that because I think you can win over conservative even with a socialist message. But I support both. I just have my preference, but I think we should be focusing on building up as many left movements as we can. Like whether you want to support PSL, whether you want to support the Green Party, whether you want to support Peel Party. But go ahead, James.
Whatever, man. Did I fuck up? I mean, I voted green, but.
Well, I'm gonna say if you vote green, that's good. That's good. Just make sure you pay attention. Just keep.
I'm gonna look for PSL in the next election, whatever, man. So thank you for letting me know that.
They're on the ballot in Missouri, though. I know.
I'm gonna look for that. But I mean, the whole thing is, ultimately, we have to like what you and I have been talking about, is direct action is some of the best action you can do. So that mixed with, third party is always the best way to go. Um, Now, I know there's a lot of people who really want me to have them on my show and talk about their candidacy and things like that. And I may have a couple people on to talk about certain issues, but if you're going to run in the Democratic Party, I'm gonna tell you this right now: one slip up, and I gotta call you out.
I had
I got to. I have to.
I had a lot of politics. I had a lot of candidates reach out to me and said they want to be on FHL. And I respond to a lot of them because I'm like honestly not really that interested in talking to politicians. I talked to KRJ because she was a strong advocate of defund the police. And honestly, when I had these politicians reach out to me, I'm like, bro, I literally explained this to KRJ. I have respect for her. And me and Shahid Batar are friends. We've been friends for a while now. But I even told him, like, bro, if you go on my show, I'm not taking it easy on you. That's why I'm not interested because I feel like a lot of candidates reach out to me and they kind of want me to give them like a softball. It's not gonna happen. Like, I'm sorry. Like if you don't want to look at my my interview with KRJ. She ran. I only agreed to talk to her because she was for defunding the police. She was about as radical as a candidate as you get. And then I asked her about I asked her the question why should people care about electoral politics? I actually hit. I was like, why should people care about your election? Like why? And then I'm like, why would people care? And then she answered it. I think she gave a good answer. But if you're gonna be a politician, you come on Fred Lefty, you better be ready to answer that question. Because I'm gonna ask you, why should people care about your race instead of donating to mutual aid? Yeah. And I think KRJ she handled it really well. But I'd rather talk to activists than politicians. Like if you want majority, that's for the majority report. You know what I mean? The majority report is gonna talk to politicians because the politicians they just want to promote their campaign. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why
I'd rather talk to if I'm gonna talk to somebody running, I'd rather talk to somebody who's running for local or maybe even state. But for the most part, that's who I'd rather talk to. Because the thing is that, you have some people who are running local and they may be a Democrat, but they're actually doing the right things, on the ground. I would love to vote to interview more people who are running that are part of PSL, that are part of the Green Party. That's who I really want to talk to. People who are like somebody running for city council and they're thanks, Lula Berry. Thank you so much to the Green Party platform. Already includes reparations. Have been voting green since 2008. The platform hits all my priorities. Thank you so much.
Let me see if I can find it because that's a good super chat. Because people had a lot of concerns for Holly Hawkins for good reason. I'm so
of course.
Right now. Yeah, but I told people when I said I was a policy based voter more than anything, I wasn't bullshitting. I feel like a lot of people was BSing, and I had because Holly Hawkins wasn't perfect. But look at this platform. And I just want to share this because I think the super chat is great. How, as a leftist, do you not vote for this? There's a lot of black nationalists who I'm for reparations, bro. You didn't vote for reparations that was on the ballot, bro. You're not even doing the bare minimum. Look at this, $20 minimum wage. The Justice Democrats are some weak ass $15 minimum wage. Green Party bro, nah, 20. It should be higher than this, but at least they went up. Look, 75% military spending cut. How can you vote against this? How can you not vote for this? And then Angela Walker, she highlighted this in the best way. Because she I know that people are going to say, oh, you want to cut the military budget by 75%? That's radical. So I want people to ask me that question so I can explain to them that the military is the largest polluter in human history. And there's no moral justification for a giant military budget. So we should have leftist leaders who want to have these debates. And Angela Walker was bro, I want to have these debates. But the squad, they run from them. Double Social Security. You see this? I look at this platform and I'm like, yeah, I know Holly Hawkins is very boring. I know he's peddled some Russiagate stuff, but how can you vote against this platform? So I know a lot of people had against problems with the Green Party. My thing is, look at this platform. We should take this over, right? Sorry, JB. Go ahead.
No. Because here's the thing. Everybody was going on that lesser of two evils BS. I was going on the greater of two goods. Look, as far as Howie Hawkins, he was way above Joe Biden. Way, far enough way above Joe Biden. So guess what? Of course, I'm going to support Howie Hawkins. And even then, even if you don't like Howie Hawkins, then just do it for Angela Walker. Just do it for her.
Yeah,
because she was amazing as the VP.
And one thing I want to say is despite all my criticism of Howie, we've got to call it how it is. Howie Hawkins put in a lot of work for the progressive movement. Like he was one of the people that wrote the original Green New Deal. You know, the one that the squad lifted from the Green Party and watered down. And they included more pro imperialism stuff. I learned this later. I didn't even know that during the party campaign. That's part of what made me more to the left. But Howie Hawkins and the Green Party was literally responsible for crafting the Green New Deal. So yeah, Howie Hawkins had some issues, but at least he put in some real work for progressive movement. But more than anything, like JB said, my vote was for Angela Walker. Like you voted, you guys didn't vote for Angela Walker, bro. Like, are you guys crazy?
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of people say they should flip that ticket. I agree with you 100%. But I'm voting any ticket that has Angela Walker on, I'm voting for. Like, period.
Yeah, because the thing is that if you look at it, like for instance, people like Angela Walker were so correct on so many issues that look, it was just a no-brainer. Like, if you're really actually on, but a lot of people said, well, yeah, they're great, but they'll never win because you have that defeatist mindset. Because you're sitting there justifying voting for Democrats. That's the problem. You keep justifying it. You could be part of that spark that tells other people, hey, look, I'm not voting for Joe Biden. I'm voting for the Green Party. And then people can become interested. And it can be a domino effect. And then you can start going, well, that makes more sense. Maybe I should vote for them. And then make it into a thing. Let's push to get them to 5% to 15%. Let's push them farther than that so they can be on the next election. Let's think long term. Like, everybody keeps have this defeatist attitude. We got to vote for Democrats because there's no other option. There is an option. Make a third option. We do have an option. The thing is that you guys are being propagandized to not vote for Green.
So this is and there are a lot of people that in the propaganda campaign work, because I actually covered this a long time ago. I'm gonna share this because I still remember, because I was a Joe Stein supporter. I still miss Joe Stein. There was a point in which Joe Stein hit 7%, and this is the receipt. If you guys don't remember me, I've been tweeting about this stuff. There was a point that Joe Stein hit 7% in the polls. Do you guys know what that means? If you hit 5%, you get federal funding that can help you become more competitive. So people say, oh, you vote for third party, you waste your vote. These people are intentionally misleading you. This is the argument that like Voss was making. This is the argument that TYT and them was making. They would say, oh, you can't vote third party. That's a waste your vote. Bro, no, there's a point we get federal funding with 5%. So Joe Stein at one point in 2016 hit 7%. 7%. And then after that happened, as I was explaining here in this tweet, the mainstream media melted down. And this is when you got to remember the corporate media campaign against Joe Stein. This started because of that. Because then they start playing her as a Russian agent. Then she starts saying, and then they start running anti-third party propaganda. And what depresses me to this day is that anti-third party propaganda that they ran worked. It worked against leftists. Joe Stein went from being 7%, and now they can't even get over half of 1%. Howie Hawkins was at 0.3%. Joe Stein ended with like 1.5%. Now there's a question about election integrity. Real question about whether those numbers are real or not. I see people talk about this, like those numbers are so off from polling because a lot of people don't know Howie Hawkins hit 3-4% at 1.1 in polls, but he ended with 0.3%. So anyway, that's a conversation for a whole nother day. But the third party propaganda worked in this country, and that's very depressing.
Yeah.